And Bob Baffert joins us here on Big Board Sports 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. Bob, Roger Weiland, Chris Honorado in Albany. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Appreciate a few minutes, Bob. And I know the disappointment, right, that you had to eventually come to that decision, but not surprised. What went into your mindset here, and then the final decision and when you made that yesterday?
Well, we really didn't have a choice. I mean, the horse came up with an issue a few weeks ago, and we thought, he was going to be okay, but we gave him some time, took him back training, and it just wouldn't. Came back a little bit, and so it looked like he was going to need some extra time. So, the window was closing for a fall campaign, so, he just decided, that, that was it, no mas. And so, unfortunately, it's sort of, it's sort of sad because, we'd like to see him run again because he was so exciting and, he's hard to come by a horse like that. So, but we sort of, you start preparing yourself mentally. He's probably not going to run again, but still, once he leaves, it's going to be, we're not going to see him every day. But, he did give us some great thrills, and he showed the world what a superior horse he was. So he wasn't here long, but he sure did a lot in that short period.
Bob, was this considered a serious injury, and was it caused by just the grueling Triple Crown series that Justify had to go through here?
Yeah, I think it was probably came from the Belmont, but it took it a while to show up. But it's not serious. But if you kept on, there's no guarantee that if you did give him the time, it would completely heal up. But right now, he was never sore or lame on it, but he just wasn't 100%, and so he never had anything like that. So it's one of those things where there's no guarantees. They can be fine one day, and the next day something happens. But he was, at least it will heal up. He'll be probably, take you about 90 days. It'll be perfect, but. He's going to miss everything, so that's why he's being retired.
Bob, here's the big question for you. So had he been 100% healthy, were you going to run him in the Travers?
I really wanted to run him in the Haskell first.
Okay.
And then after that, I was going to ship him to the Travers because I think he could have handled that fine because he's the kind of horse that he's a big, heavy horse anyway. And racing he was getting better and better as we went along. I could tell he was. By the time he got to the Belmont, he really looked, he was getting fitter, and I could tell he was looking better. Right now, you look at him, he just chiseled now. Now he's ready to do something, but unfortunately, you can't do anything with him.
Justify is one of only two horses ever to win the Triple Crown with an undefeated record. Seattle Salute's the other. He's one of only two horses to win the Kentucky Derby without even starting as a 2-year-old. We are joined by his Hall of Fame trainer, Bob Baffert, here on Big Board Sports 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. Bob, clearly Justify holds his own special place in horse racing history. How would you, and I know you've been asked this more than you'd like, but how would you compare Justify to American Pharoah?
Well, I mean, they're both extremely... they're super horses. They're just horses that just are so fast and they do it effortlessly. And but they're they're two different types of horses. One's a bigger, Justify, just this big chestnut horse. The other one's he was more of a leaner type. He's gotten heavier now. He's filled out. But I really, if I put him in the gate, send him a mile, I couldn't tell you which one's going to win. They're like super horses. They're just extreme. They're so much better than the rest of the crop, and that's what makes them so special. But what he did was pretty amazing, and the 112 days to break his maiden like that. But Pharoah would have done that if I hadn't run him as a 2-year-old. He would have done the same thing. So they're both pretty special.
Bob, do you have any more super horses in any of your barns here? You're on a roll here with the super horses. Do you have any names to throw out there that we can pay attention to right now?
Well, not yet. These 2-year-olds are just coming in now, so we're hoping that there's one in there. They're hard to come by, but I ran a filly the other day, Pioneer the Nile filly, Mother, that looked really, really good. A 2-year-old filly, looked pretty special, and I've got American Pharaoh sisters running Saturday in the first race at Del Mar, so we're looking forward to her. She doesn't look anything like him, but she acts like she's pretty talented. So we're and I have some nice colts coming up. So hopefully, it's way too early though.
American Pharaoh's sister in the Alabama would be a lot of fun. Bob, I can't.
Well, no, she's only 2. She's only 2.
Okay, so in some time,
just a baby.
Yeah, in some time. Bob, I can't wrap my head around $60 to $75 million, whatever the agreement ends up being with Coolmore. But how much was that part of the conversations you would have with somebody like Elliott Walden in making the decision to retire Justify Now?
That had nothing to do with it. It was the issue that he had. That was the whole thing. We really wanted to see him run again.
So the stud value didn't play that big of a role in your final decision.
No.
Yep.
No, the physical issue that was the whole thing.
All right. So without Justify, how wide open do you see it from where you sit with this Triple Crown and with Travers at the end of August? No Justify. I have a funny feeling that we could have a fairly large field for the running of the Travers Stakes on August the 25th, Bob.
Oh, well, I think the torch would go to Good Magic, because he runs in the Haskell, and I think he was definitely the second best 3-year-old this year, and so I see him. I can't see he'll dominate, because a lot of the horses, they got hurt or they're off. They can be very grueling. The Kentucky Derby, there's a lot of horses that just couldn't come back and ring the bell after that. So, and I have a horse coming back, but he's late to the party. Mackenzie, who I thought was going to win the Kentucky Derby back in January, and he's just coming back, and he looks good, but he won't be ready till another couple months. So Travers-wise, I think Good Magic, if they run him back, I think that's the horse. Or, there'll be one of those horses that we're running, close, like Hoffberg. He's going to run Bill Mott's horse. I think he'd probably be a Travers horse or something like that. And then Vino Russo, he'll probably be the horse.
Yeah, Vino Russo.
He's going to run the Jim Dandy.
Yep, he'll be in the Jim Dandy, and I see his owner Mike Rapoli still upset over. He's talking about an offensive line, like what you guys are trying to do something to set the race up. There's still some controversy, Bob. But there is. Rapoli's still upset over that. He's got to calm down.
Oh, I think he's cooled out by now. You know what? He really was looking forward to winning that. A lot of times, he's a competitive guy, and you get beat like that, you just can't believe. You think we all think they're like our kids. We all think we have these super horses, but they forgot how good Justify was, and he just toyed with that field. So you got to swallow a lot of pride when that happens.
Bob, appreciate a few minutes. I guess we probably won't see you in Saratoga this summer, but thanks for all you do. And I know the racing fans.
I'll be there Travers Week.
You will? Wow.
Oh, yeah, I'm bringing some horses for the. I'm bringing the Abel Tasman for the personal ensign. I got another filly mare sprinter coming in there. So
are you going to be in town the night before the Travers?
Bob, this is a setup.
I'll be there.
It's a setup.
No, listen. We have a half-hour Travers preview show live on the
You need Rapoli on there.
No, I don't need Rapoli on there.
Love, will you?
I need you on there.
We need you, Bob. We need you.
All right. Well, we'll reach back. We have. You know what? To be serious, honestly, Wilkin, right?
I'm going to be on vacation when I come.
Oh,
in.
Come on.
I want to take a couple days off.
You can sit next to Tim Wilkin on the show.
There you go.
Tim Wilkin.
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah. Well, it's me and Tim Wilkin.
Well, actually, yeah, Tim is. I like Tim.
Yeah, he loves the game. That is for sure. But no, it's me and Wilkin, and we're looking for somebody else to fill a seat that is vacant this year. So I'm just saying, it's a half hour on NBC, but the night before the race, we'd love to have you.
Well, let me see. I don't. It depends, but I got going on there.
We'll get rid of Wilkin if that helps.
I'm trying to keep. I want to go in there low profile.
That's a Bob.
And dye my hair. I'm going to dye my hair red.
You can't do that, Bob.
There's no chance of you being low profile. That's just not going to happen. So, all right, we'll perhaps reach back out to you. But thanks for a few minutes, and sorry that of the news.
Thank
all right,
you,
take care, Bob. Thank you. That's Bob Baffert with the news on Justified.